Oh my gosh, friends, you're here and we're so excited and grateful that you chose to say, hey, I'm going to take time to be the best mom boss that I can possibly be and tune in so that we can pour into you. So first of all, I just want to say welcome and go ahead and comment where you are tuning in from. And if you're watching the replay, go ahead and say hashtag replay because we would love to make sure to see who's tuning in. All right, so my name is Kate Moir, and I'm going to talk to you a lot about decisions and how the decisions you make can lead to burnout or breakthrough. And hopefully by the end of this short training, you're going to have a clear path on what you need to do to stop the burnout, ditch it, get rid of it, and instead have more breakthroughs faster so you can continue to grow your business to the levels that you want it to go. Okay, so who am I? Why am I here? And who am I to tell you some advice? So I want to take you back to the day I made the decision to do something different, to choose me over just being a mom and just being a boss and combining the two. All right, so I have a master's degree, and I don't care if you have a degree or never even graduated college or high school. What matters is there's a moment we make a decision. Do you go to school? Do you not go to school? Do you get a career? Do you be your own boss? Those little decisions that we make really play into how we create our lives. But for me, I'll never forget September 21st, 2015. Remember where I was sitting? I remember what I was doing. And I get emotional thinking about that specific moment because I never understood the amount my life would change because of that day. So I was sitting in a rocking chair. I was nursing my 1-year-old. I was tired because I was working full time. I was pregnant with my second. We had no savings because I'd spent it on the first maternity leave. And I was working a really good job. I was making a good income, but we had made some decisions to buy some things, to build that lifestyle that they say you want, the house, the camper, the hot tub, all these things. And we were living paycheck to paycheck on 2 really good incomes. And so I was hosting a party for a friend, and I thought to myself, what if? What if I tried this and I made a little bit extra? What if I tried this and I made a little bit extra to make it not so hard to get to the next Friday? What if I made enough that I didn't feel guilty for taking a night off from being a mom? What if I made enough that I didn't have to stress about buying myself more product because I really like the stuff, but I knew that I couldn't be buying it all the time? So my what if turned into a why not, right? And from that moment, my life changed. And by building my business brick by brick over the next 2 seasons, while waiting for my second daughter to be born, I decided to just have fun. You have fun in your business and you want to make a little extra money, and it's nice to make a little extra money. But then I had another decision to make. Do you go all in or do you take the time off? One of my mentors, she said, take the time off, enjoy this time with your baby. You only get this time, for a limited time with your kid. And the other lady said, well, what if you decided to grow your business just a little bit more while you're on that time off from work? So I decided to give a little bit more effort. And in that next 6 months, I grew our team from 4 people to 75 people. And then I went back to work. I was working full time, 2 kids under 2, and working this business every night. The kids would go to bed at 8 o'clock. I'd be in the office. I'd be working. My husband would be like, hey, coming to bed, babe? And like, no, I still got to make lunches and do this. And I got this and this and this. And, I was like creeping up. Like I was feeling the burnout. I was feeling the overwhelm. And I knew something had to give. And so my company at the time, they had an incentive. And everybody's like, oh my gosh, I'm going to do this for my team, and I'm going to do this for my team, and I'm going to start doing this. And I'm like, there is nothing more I could do for my team. Like, I'm at my threshold, and if anything, I need to step back. I need to take a break, and I need to focus on my health, and I need to focus on balance, and where am I headed? And so at that point in time, we were like double again and promoting people left, right, and center. And I remember that moment, taking my foot off the gas pedal of my business and still showing up, but not with the same intensity. And sometimes we worry about taking our foot off the gas. Like, if we take off the foot off the gas, is the car going to stop? Anybody feel me? Go ahead and put a 1 in the comments if you feel me on that. And I'd love to know where you were when you made the decision to start your business, because I bet you it's different now than it was at that moment. But for me, taking the foot off the gas is probably the best thing I ever did, because I continued to show up, but I showed up as my highest self instead of my burnt out self. Instead of making it look like work, I got to make it look like fun, and I got to reconnect with why I started, which was just that have that extra income and to have more freedom of choice. And so 6 weeks later, I remember going to a meeting and had a panic attack. And so I knew I needed to do something different. I needed to make a shift again. I can't burn the candle at both ends. I can't keep running on this hamster wheel. I need direction. And so if you need direction at this moment, and that's what you're hoping for from this event, go ahead and drop a 2 in the comments, because you're not alone. Okay, we're all in this together. So my husband asked me, what do you want to do for your birthday? I was like, I want to go to the accountant, and I want to see, have I saved up enough money that I can quit my job? He's like, quit your job? Quit your $75,000 government with benefits and pension job? Okay, honey, let's go. So I'm grateful that he's supportive. I'm grateful he saw where I was headed and how I could achieve things. I'm so grateful for his support. But I am not a person who takes risks lightly. I'm very strategic. Okay. So if you have a decision to make that's weighing in your heart and you're looking for direction, I like to make a pro and con list, and I like to look at what if. What if I say yes, and what if I say no? What if I make a shift, and what if I don't? Okay. So that's some of my little tips right there is, a list. And what if I don't? Okay, what if I do? What if I don't? Okay, and pros and cons, right? Because both sides are going to have a pros and cons list, and you want to evaluate, but in your gut, okay, in your gut, you know what you need to do, and nobody can give you that permission except for yourself. So what information do you require to make the decision that you are struggling with right now? For me, it was financial. Okay, so here we go into the the financial planner. And he sits us down and he asks really great questions. We had paid off our debt. So we had lots of line of credit debt. So we paid all that off thanks to my business, because I was working full time and hustling in the evenings. And so he said, okay, how much do you have saved? So thankfully I had saved a good amount of money, enough for that 3 to 6 months, right, of expenses. And so he said, really, we just need to look at how much do you need to pay yourself, and how we can set yourself up for success. Okay, so some of the best advice I got given in that meeting in particular, and I'm not a financial planner, but I want to pay it forward, is this. 1, you need to have a plan. Okay, there's lots of books out there on budgets. I'm really loving Your Rich Life in conscious budgeting, but he suggested take your wage that you're making right now in your full-time income. If your business can pay you that regularly, then stay on that as your budget, and anything above that, invest, save, put into the business to help the business grow, okay? But don't start increasing your lifestyle to this next level of income, because business is up and down, right? Give me a agree in the comments if you agree with me. Business can be up and down, and when it's up, it's awesome, but when it's down, it can be kind of overwhelming. And my moments of burnout is when my business is either down or my energy is so low because I'm stretched too thin. Okay, anybody else agree with me? Say I agree in the comments. Okay, so what we did is we came up with a plan of how much was my minimum monthly income that I had earned in the last year with my business, okay? Because we have small months and we have big months, okay? And so living off of the smallest month as my budget for my income, anything bigger than that was to go away, to go towards that bigger purchase or to pay in cash, right? Or to go towards savings or investments or my own pension, right? All those kind of things. And so that's where we started. So the day my boss came in December, okay, this is all within like a year and a half of saying yes to my business. When my boss came in and ripped a strip off of me up and down, I just said, would you like my resignation today or January 1st? Because I will never be talked to the way that you're talking to me right now. And unlike everyone else at my workplace, I had a choice. I had the power in this conversation, and I had the ability to say, I'm standing up for me, and I don't have to do this anymore. And that's what being your own business owner gives you that no money can buy. Tell me, give me some love if you agree, because honestly, that freedom and that feeling, knowing how many people right now are just surviving or doing things for work, like they just feel stuck, that's what I want to inspire. That's what I want globally, is women, especially, and mom bosses especially, to have the power and have the ability and the capacity to say, I can do this. I am worth this. And I have the tools and the resources to choose my passion, my purpose, and to pour into others based on my direction, okay? And so hopefully, if that was the message you needed to hear from this event, you can go into the other speakers with that mindset of how can you take your business to the next level, okay? So over the years, okay, it's not been sunshine and roses. If you're like, wow, that's cool, that's awesome, there's more, okay? So there's more, and I want to give you now my strategies and tools so you can leave this and get to your more, so you can have more breakthroughs faster and less burnout in your business, okay? So grab your notes, and I want to see at the end which takeaway was your most profound, like something you're going to definitely do and implement right away. The first thing I did is I started looking at my business based on 3-month increments, okay? You've heard 90-day run, you've heard 12-week year. If you haven't read that book, it's like literally a game changer and something I was doing before I even knew it existed, okay? So what the principle is you take your business and you condense it into 12 weeks. What are you going to achieve at the end of the 12 weeks? You can't tackle it all. Okay, there's been people that have said, you can sprinkle a whole bunch of pebbles and make a ripple, or you can take a boulder and make a wave. You want to make a wave in your business. You want to create such momentum that like people don't even see you coming, right? Okay, so how can you make a wave? You need to get super focused. You cannot do it all. You're not going to be perfect in all the different things, so get laser focused. For me, it was a season of customers. I needed to grow my customer base as fast as possible so that I had more people to tap into, more relationships, more network. Then I moved into a season of how can I get my team to duplicate faster? Okay, how can I get more global? And then the third thing is how can I get people shopping more often? Okay, they're going to need more gifts, they're going to need more supplies, or they're going to need more services. Whatever it is that you offer, how can you get people to shop more often? And then a season of how can you increase that sale per transaction, okay? So those are how I broke down my year, okay? So my 12 weeks, take a break. 12 weeks, take a week break, okay? 12 weeks, take another week break. You can do this with your finances. You can do this with your relationships. You can do this with your business. You can do this with your health. You are not going to change everything in a season. Okay, breaking it down into a year. Now, each week is like a month. Okay, how many of you are like, by the end of the month, I want to sell this amount, or I want to have this many recruits, or I want this many new customers, or I want this many followers, or I want this many whatever. What if you did that in a week? Think about that for a second. What if you had the results that you're looking for at the end of this month, this week? Would your business grow? Yeah, it would, right? But again, you got to get laser focused. Okay, so each week I was focusing on a different goal. Okay, something faster, accelerating. Okay, I was taking my goals and I was breaking them down into like non-negotiable, a little bit better, totally playing full out. If I hit my non-negotiable, guess what? I'm still winning, right? I'm still getting my minimum check. But if I go for my rock star, guess what? My check is way more. My impact is more. I'm having more results faster. Okay, so by taking the 12 weeks, condensing every goal into micro weekly goals with a laser focus, you're going to see more results faster, which then allows you to decide quicker, is this working or is this not working? Okay, is this working when I go on vacation, turning off my phone for a week? Maybe, if it's your vacation week that you have decided and pre-scheduled and planned for. But if you take off every single week because this, that, and the other thing, your business is not going to grow. It's going to decline. That's some hard truth there, but I want you to know a break is amazing. But if you want to build this rich life or this business to allow you to work wherever you are, then you have to kind of work wherever you are, unless it's your I'm off. I'm completely checking out. I'm off the grid. I am not on my phone. I've promised my family no phone, right? That's a difference. But every day, all day, you cannot take as a holiday. Okay, you work for yourself, so you gotta show up because guess what? You do not get paid if you do not do anything, okay? The people I know at the very, very tippity top, they take time off for sure, but they also show up. They're consistent, they're creating content, they're following up with customers, they're getting new customers, they're building relationships and continuing developing the existing relationships that they have. Okay, so once you decide this is my goal for the season, you can grab my free planner. I'm going to send it to you. So just so you know, if you want the freebie, you can come on freebie and I'll make sure that I send it to you just even electronically on Messenger. But with my freebie, I'm going to give you my 90-day planner. It's going to help you break it all down. It's going to help you give yourself a schedule so that you can go the next level. Okay, that's my hope for you, is that from this, you're going to see more results faster, so that you can elevate your business and take it to the new levels faster, okay? Faster, smarter, not harder, okay? So the season that I worked 75% less by increasing my sales by 800%, I literally was stripping down for almost a year to this is what is working. This is what is making the most impact in my business, and that's where I focused. All right. I did not try to be the best on Instagram, YouTube, Facebook, Reels, Pinterest, email list, all the things all at once and diversify my income. But as you get better, okay, and this is the third part I want to share with you, as I got better, I learned how to maximize every single video, every single training, every single, handbook or worksheet or tracker that I made for my team or for my business. I figured out a way how to monetize that, how to diversify, how can I expand my reach to have more of an impact using things I was already doing. Okay. And that's where I want you to realize is it doesn't make sense to diversify your income in different complete industries, because when you do that, guess what? You gotta take off a hat, turn the hat around, take that hat off, put it on backwards. You're kind of going all over the place instead of being able to synthesize and integrate and create this cohesion between what you're doing in your company or your business right now with your products or your services that you sell. And how can you monetize that? So there's lots of ways you can monetize. You can do an instant download. Okay. You can create a mastermind or a group coaching. You could offer one-on-one coaching. Okay, I've done all 3 of those. You can offer freebies and have it on Pinterest, on Instagram, on YouTube. You could do tutorials, right, to create a list or a lead. And then you can also have an email campaign or email list where you're building relationships, offering value, things that you're already doing in your business. You're just repurposing the content and creating that momentum to then go back to what is your offer? Is it downloadable? Is it a group coaching? Is it coaching? Is it a product or service that people can buy, right? And implement in that regard. So there's lots of different ways to monetize what you're already doing. You just have to decide to look at it from a different perspective when the season is right. Start small and work your way up. Okay, so the things I want you to think about today as you move forward for other speakers is, what is your goal in the next 3 months? Okay, we're middle of May. So you got May, June, July, August. Let's just go to the end of August because hopefully you're going to take some time off in the summer. Over until the end of August, what are you working on? My thought process and my goal every summer is growth, like new customers, new people coming in. Growth is always what happens for me in my business in the summer because most of you guys take the season off and I show up. I show up working on the back deck with my kids, watching them swim, or while we're at the beach or whatever. Like, I still show up an hour every single day to work my business, and that's my challenge for you. Okay, so what's your goal by the end of the summer? Write it down. I want you to use my freebie to create your 90-day plan. Break it down into little tiny micro goals as if each week was a month. Okay, my goal is, instead of saying, by next year I want to be, by next year I want to earn, I want you to say, by the end of August, I want to be and I want to earn. Okay, micro goals, one thing I focus on each week. Okay, so if it's, I got to be more consistent, that could be step number 1. I need a list of things to do each day for income producing. That might be step number 2. Maybe it's, I need to grow my network, or I need to implement an email campaign. That's just 1 week. Do not say, and by the end of August, I'm going to. No. Which week are you going to focus on the email? Which week are you going to focus on, rebranding? Or when are you going to focus on sponsoring, okay? Or your system for onboarding, or your system for follow-up, okay? Which week? Take in. You got 12 weeks, okay? When are you going to focus on each task between now and the end of August based on your goal, so that then you can move into the fall with another purpose and another plan, okay? So that's step number 1. Step 2 is then, as you're doing things, batch your content so you can work a little bit smarter, not harder, okay? And create that momentum and cohesion so that you don't need to burn out, okay? If it is not serving you and it is not attached to your goal, get rid of it. Really evaluate every single week. This is working, keep it. If it's not, get rid of it. If it is urgent and performing, get it done. If it is important and performing, you want to keep going at it. But you want to leave behind anything that is either not urgent or not performing. Get rid of it. Okay? So that's my hard quadrant, if you will, and I'll drop it in the comments here, is you want those things that are going to make you the most impact or income be at the forefront of your to-do list. And if it is attached to your goal, then it's on your to-do list. But if it isn't either one of those, get rid of it, okay? So we're going to ditch the burnout. We're going to have more breakthroughs. As you are winning and having success and hitting your goals, you can then get to the next level, okay? But by being intentional with your time and your purpose, and your actions, you are going to have more breakthroughs. Okay, so hopefully this is helpful for you. It's decision day. Don't forget, tell me you decide. Okay, I decide. Put it in the comments. I can't wait to hear it. I cannot wait to hear your goals. If you want to connect with me, send them to me by messenger. I would love to hear from you. Tell me your goals so I can be your cheerleader, and let's have fun together. Have an amazing day.